The secret to success is stupidly simple actually. It really comes down to just a couple of key things. 3 things to be specific. Get these 3 things right and you'll pretty much guarantee results. Watch all the way to the end of the video and I promise you, I'll equip you with exact tools and mindsets you need to finally build the life of your dreams. This video will quite literally transform you into the person you've always wanted to be. A transformation that starts with the first thing, the unspoken truth about yourself. Despite what your mama may have told you, you are not destined for great things. You're not that special.
The first part of success is understanding that the following exist. 1. Physics. 2. Homo sapien chemistry. 3. Society. 4. Human intuition.
So I know the secret to getting anything you want in life. But before I share it with you, let's talk about why we don't get what we want. We all have fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But all of those things stem from one core place, and that's self-doubt. Self-doubt is why we get a crappy job. It's why we don't get the body.
The way I'm going to be successful is with the following. 1. I'm going to understand that the best thing to do is to ignore the previous idiots. Nobody's going to put those people in jail. Also, you have a problem if you don't understand, the actual methods they use. Thinking that anybody's going to prosecute anybody, it has nothing to do with success. Please. A prosecution is something that happens when a person is trying to hurt you. The second thing I'm going to do is put a few tombs away, such as psychology or the idea that I might be safer, by staring at the ground. The second part of success is understanding cause and effect. And that, of course, is obvious for people who are brave enough. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be said about bravery. Either people are brave or they're not. There's nothing that can turn a not brave person to a brave person. At least not anymore. Because I'm just skipping over something which cannot be taught. In the end, people decide that they're either going to use thinking and think about how the situation around them allows what they want. The next part of this is actually writing down what you want. Part of that is understanding the following. 1. You must want something that's good for you. That's something. You must want something that makes you a glorious, God. That's what you must want. You must want something that makes you God of the planet. That's what you need to want. You need to want to decimate everything around you. If you see stupid around you, you need to want it eliminated. Sometimes it's necessary to use death against things that are so stupid that they cause death. That comes later. First part of getting what you want is understanding that there are some people who want death. Very often, those people are far enough advanced in illness of the brain. For example, as occurring after drug use, oftentimes the only option is to, at the best, corral those people into some type of cage and let it die. That immediately shows a few avenues to success. There it is. 1, there's no such thing as entitlements. There is no giving things to people. Very often people are thinking that they're going to survive. I think it's common in church with this alms stuff. They think they're going to survive if they give money or food or things to other people who are hurting other people. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to give a darn cent to anybody who is not making me into a god. It's very obvious who those people are. I'm not going to talk about BS. I'm going to believe what I see. This is what I see around me. Everybody I see is either highly stupid and it's obvious, or they're at the club. The club's not interfering with what I'm doing. So therefore, yeah, I'm going to, sleep with my wife. So what does that mean? Well, exactly, that means that the club is preparing to get rid of the stupid. Seriously. There are a few other versions of that. I mean, there are some people who, notice a beautiful or cute or pretty woman and just want to be controlled by her. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They might run into a problem with that woman, wants you dead. Yeah, I don't think anybody can do about that either. Yeah, the outside world couldn't care less about, a woman who is not affecting them and could not care less about her interests and any, men who are associated with them because people do something called minding their own business. Two, anybody who has this fantasy that people around them are going to fall over and die. Sorry, those people lose. That's all I can say about that. That's just not going to work. Three, people wanting to elevate a person who does not understand reality to a position of prominence. There are a few problems with a few types of thinking, so I'm just going to summarily dismiss them. One, the idea that someone can change the words that are said by somebody else and survive. Obviously, yeah, sure. Two, the idea that someone worships another person, but that second person, him or herself, is not capable of blazing a path to goddom. If people are going to worship something, it must be something that either is a god or is capable of becoming a god. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you're going to worship something, it better be something that actually has the power to become God. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. If you're wasting your money, you're probably wasting a lot more than that. Everything else, just a version of trusting things that either want to, tricked, these idiots into thinking, because there's something called the con artist, there's something called the scammer, there's something called the trap for stupid people. If people are staring into some type of abyss or anime or something, here's a big issue. You want high school DxD? Well, guess what? You're going to have to do the work to create that. No woman is going to do that for you, I guarantee it. Because the women who will do it for you, are the women who actually are in that environment. And they're pretty scary. So, the thing is, there's no just accepting that environment without being scared out of your mind for a long time. As a final demonstration, I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to see what is actually necessary to live in that actual world. See if there's any way to do it. Meaning, those women are the only ones that are around, and the thing is, out of your eyes, you see anime, and you are anime, and you're hopelessly trying to survive against that crap. I'm going to go ahead and run the physics and other things that would be necessary to actually live in that world. We'll start with a reality assessment of that world, see what actually happens to those characters, and remembering that death necessarily results after great pain. Meaning, if I see screaming, I'm going to assume that the pain that accompanies that screaming is part of that reality. I can avoid a copyright situation by limiting images to clips of stills. Please. I just give you the descriptions. Those who actually want to see the anime can buy it, please. I'm going to cover two other situations. One, those that want to bong to rule the universe. Well, as you can see, yeah, we have a problem here. Now, there's a version of that involves building a big theme park with a huge whatever at the center of it. But yeah, problem there. Yeah, that's going to require work. I mean, the thing is, I can have this say, here's the thing, okay? This thing has a certain amount of rule you might say. By doing that, I'm going to show you some work. Okay, it's an example of work. Okay, see here's an example of work. Okay, okay, guess what? Now it has more prominence. I did the work of moving it from here to here. If there's going to be this big theme park here, there's going to be more of that type of work. And there actually is room in the United States for that stuff, for somebody who actually wants it. Yeah, I guarantee it. The long place like Wyoming will cooperate with that. Well, first you have to get in your Jeep and get out there. You're not going to be able to do anything here. Yeah, this land's already taken. You have to, the first thing you got to do is go out to an area where, seriously. Part of that probably involves stopping to pick up whoever, is going to join you. The thing is, people do that all the time. Yeah, that's called starting a country, starting a nation, starting a city, starting a company. Yeah, that's called success. Please. So yeah, you can be successful with a bomb. But yeah, don't think that a smoking, just say a smoldering, thing is going to actually accomplish anything. Please. Also, there are probably a lot of people right now, seriously, who actually want that. They're going to do the work necessary to get it. Because that's the life they want to lead. And that's exactly fine. Here's the last one. I'm gonna just give two examples of this and just try to explain how dumb this is. One is a person who has a problem with me because I make actual videos, not shorts. Okay, the problem is people like that do not have enough mental cognition to stay out of jail eventually, please. Two, the person who thinks that I work for them because they're under a delusion that's so far advanced that it's unreal. Same game. Same game. Seriously. If those people think the way you communicate with me is by saying that I'm a loser, forget it. I don't know what type of mental illness it is. I'm just going to keep dodging it. Here are a couple other failures of logic. Some people may notice that I sometimes use number systems to succeed, and do make the qualifiable argument that those number systems are related to God. But at the same time, they're trying to please someone who says they know about God, but after analysis, it turns out that they're full of bullshit. And then they basically want me to comply with that bullshit. There are certain types of deception which can completely occlude a person's ability to think.
And for that person who wants to define the phrases, please fix this phone and